rolling.
Hi guys, welcome to our YouTubes. We're really excited to answer your questions, and we have a ton of them. And this is gonna be super random, like we're not dividing it up.
Yeah.
So
there was a lot of like blogging questions, personal questions, just different ones, so.
Yeah. So I think it's just gonna be really fun to watch and to just be random and fun and spontaneous in our answers.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Viv.
She's Jules.
And let's get started.
All right, let's get in it. How did we become friends?
You stalked me. You messaged me.
Wait, really?
No.
I think we met at an event.
Yeah, we did.
And then I pursued her as a girlfriend.
Yes. You did.
Basically.
She asked me out on a date.
Yeah, we've been on a date. We've been on a few dates.
I feel like you just know when you bond and with someone and when it's easy, and actually when you could talk more about just the blogging career. It's like, oh, like she's a friend.
Yeah, like we like established a friendship,
yeah,
which was nice because it's not always like that, especially in the industry when you meet people. It's like, I don't know, it's always about something, and it was just kind of like natural for us. We met at an event and then just like kept it going.
Yes. Recently too.
Yeah, no, we met like a few months ago.
Yeah.
It was pretty recent.
Yeah.
Can you make a living doing fashion blogging? Or blogging in general, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that is both of our jobs. I think at first, for me, I think for you as well, like it didn't start off being like, this is what I want to do as a job. Right. It was kind of a hobby.
Not at all.
I loved sharing outfits and beauty tips, which I got more into later. And then people just kind of liked what we were putting out there, and then eventually turned into like brand relationships, and it turns into a job. But it's more about, I think, like really, like I graduated from college, moved home, and this is the only thing I wanted to do, so I just like kept doing it, and it just happened to turn into a job.
Similar to Jules' story, I went to nursing school and I did my blog as like just a hobby. Honestly, like mental health. For me, I got out of a really terrible relationship, and before I got accepted into my nursing program, I was kind of like, what the F do I do with my life? So I had no job, I lived at home, whatever, we'll get into the whole story after. But yeah, it started out as like mental health, an outlet for me, a hobby. I would go to coffee shops, this and that. While I was in my nursing program, I just continued because I enjoyed it so much. By the time I finished my nursing program, my account had kind of grown. So, and then after that, I started getting reached out by brands, and they were like, what are your rates? And
you're like, what?
I'm like,
what does that mean?
Yeah. What are my rates? Like, what is the definition of a rate?
Yeah, it's definitely something you have to like figure out. Yeah. Like there's no steps to get there. There's still days where I'm like, what? Like, how do I do this? What am I doing? Yeah. But you kind of just like figure it out, especially if you're surrounded by like other girls that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I think it's really beneficial to find people in the same, I don't want to say industry, but industry. Yeah, that are willing to help. Yeah, and like I know a handful of my friends are like, hey, like what do you think I should like say for this type of collaboration? And it's just so helpful. But to answer the question, yes, you can make it a full-time job, and you have to work as hard. It's not like
I've been doing this for 3
thing,
years, and like everyone moves at a different pace. It's just kind of like there's no right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that you have to like really be passionate about, or it's easy to just be like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's not working.
Right. So. It takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And a lot of consistency and discipline.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like we are our own bosses, and if we don't do something, nothing gets done. I feel like we're gonna touch upon the whole entire thing within, like through other questions.
Do we follow any type of diet? I don't follow a diet. I do try to eat less meat, and I grew up with my mom being very organic, gluten-free, all of that kind of stuff, which I don't do. But sometimes, like me and like Pat right now is being gluten-free, dairy-free due to like his stomach problems that he's having. But so sometimes I'll like do that with him. I don't stick to any specific diet. I think I just try my best to eat things that are like whole, natural foods, and like I just feel better when I eat better. So that's kind of my motto.
Yeah, mine's pretty similar. I live at home right now. My dad loves to cook, so he makes everything, and he goes out and goes to the markets on Saturdays, and he just like loves doing that. That's like his hobby and his pride and joy. But yeah, so he mainly cooks vegetarian because he's had heart issues. So we stay away from red meats. I like to indulge in a cookie or ice cream or whatever here and there.
Fries, you know, all the whole thing.
Yeah, but on a day-to-day basis, it's basically fruits and vegetables and very little bread.
Yeah.
Just because bread, honestly, or like a ton of carbs make me fall asleep.
Makes me feel bloated, so, and I hate that.
I literally 25 minutes after eating,
You're sleeping.
I'm like, I can't keep my eyes open. So for that reason, I really try to stay away from it, especially for breakfast and lunch, because lunch, 2 o'clock, I'm like passed out if I have a heavy meal with like a ton of bread, and breakfast too. I'm like, I'm ready to go back to bed.
I also don't eat, most of the week I go until about noon without eating, and then I stop eating after 8. It's like, I feel really good when I do that.
I can't eat past like 7:30 or 8 because I literally have nightmares. Like I do not sleep well on a full stomach. Yeah. Who takes all your photos? My mom, Jules, another friend, Chelsea, for the most part.
If I'm with Pat, he does it. You do it. My friend Amanda, other girls in the city.
Yeah.
Like whoever.
I will say though, for this, I wanted this to be a really quick answer, but my advice, if you are trying to get in,
force your brother
to this, my brother does also, but find people who are actually willing to take your photos, because if you ask the wrong people, it's just not gonna work out.
For either person.
Yeah.
You're gonna get frustrated. They're not gonna take it how you like it. Yeah, it'll be bad.
It's gonna be like just a really messy thing. So I had to learn who I could actually ask to take my photos. How do you earn a living? P.S. I love you. You're my fashion inspo. Thank you.
That's the best.
Well, this goes with the question. I love you too, by the way. This goes back to the can you make a living through brand partnerships. So for every like Instagram sponsored post, I have a rate. For my stories, I have a rate. For content that the brand just wants to use, so like usage fees and rights.
Also, like I've done like full day shoots for the brand, which is not even something I have to post. It's just for them.
Right.
It's kind of like, in a way, I guess it's like modeling, but it's for their like influencer social.
Right. Yeah, so everything has a rate to it. So when you, and I mean, I know you're the same. I literally only work with brands that I freaking love and I've worn before and I wear constantly.
Yeah.
Adidas, Urban Outfitters, PacSun.
That we wore before we were even getting paid.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Madewell.
Yeah.
These are brands that I literally love, and I think that that's a huge thing. Hold out on the brand that you actually want to work with, because the little flimsy brands here and there that are like kind of weird, and
they're not gonna
you also have like a feeling that you're like, okay, this is a little weird, like don't really like this brand or like what they stand for. And weird as in like just like the overall vibe. Like it doesn't matter if a brand is tiny on social media or not, you know? Like that's not what makes it weird. It's just like the vibe that you get that's like, meh.
Sometimes I get emails where they're like not even spelled right. Yeah. Like just weird English, and you're like, okay, this is just not real.
Exactly.
A lot of scams.
So yeah, you make your living by your rates and what you post and what you charge for specific things. And engagement has a lot to do with like your rates, your follower account, because they want to know that at the end of the day you're reaching people and that you can, you know, represent their brand in a really good light. What's your favorite part about interacting with your followers? For me, my favorite part is honestly like forming friendships. I've been doing this for about 2 years now, and I know that like there are a handful of girls that have been with me from the start, and it's just really cool because now I feel like I actually like have made friends with my followers. I love responding, I love helping.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what the whole blogging industry is about.
Yeah. And I love, like one time I remember a girl sent me a photo of her and this guy that she went on a date with, and she was like, I absolutely like love following you, but like you inspired me for this like date outfit idea. And I'm like, this is just so cool. Like I love that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's kind of just nice to respond to people, especially when you get like a ton of messages, and I know there's like other people that don't ever answer, and it's like that's just not the point of this platform.
It's not the point.
Yeah, so we really like spend time like going through that at the end of the day and like responding to everyone, because if I was following someone and wanted to like for the purpose of their fashion or whatever it is that they're sharing, it's like if I have questions I expect an answer. otherwise. Point.
Thoughts about relationships being single in your 20s?
Ooh.
Well, Jules,
I have not
engaged.
been single in my 20s. No, I was when I was 20.
I think honestly, just have fun with your life and continue on to do things for yourself. And I think that if you have an open heart for it, then keep an open heart. And if you're in a position where your heart is closed off and you're selfish because you want to do A, B, C, D, E, F, like before you even meet anyone, then go ahead and do
Everyone
that.
has a different plan, path, whatever it is.
Yeah. Best place to meet guys, bars, mutual friends, fitness classes, out and about randomly. Girl, if you figure it out, let me know, because no, I honestly think just going out with your friends and like, don't be afraid for you to make the move too. And if someone,
that's how I met Pat. So.
Yeah, she made a move.
I gave him my number and I reached out to him. So
there you go, exactly.
It works.
All right.
How do you start a blog, stop being nervous, get over the fear of just going for it?
Oh, these are good.
Good question.
Okay, so break it up. What's the first question? How do you start a blog?
How do you start? Literally, you just have to start.
Literally,
like
sit down.
Someone
right now.
told me to just do it, and I was like, I have, like, okay. Like right now.
Literally, after this video, go ahead, sit down, Google WordPress, Google Squarespace, get an account, get a domain, start it. Like, it is all by taking action. And like, I am so passionate about this because I was like, I'm going to start a blog. And I remember calling my sister, and my sister was like, great, like when, how? And I'm like, right now.
Yeah.
I literally sat down for 4 days and I like chatted on Squarespace with like,
oh my gosh,
you know, the little like Alexa girl on the side chat thing. I'm sure it's a person, I'm sorry Alexa. But you know, like, how do I do this? How do I resize a photo? How do I link another website? I was completely clueless.
I think it's also like, get on all the platforms. Like, obviously the blog is the only space that's gonna be yours.
Yeah.
And that's important because who knows what Instagram's gonna be. Like, everyone would be out of a job if Instagram left today.
Right.
So having your own blog is really important.
Super
Getting on
important.
YouTube, like, you know, TikTok, I don't know.
Oh, I love TikTok.
We're gonna make some TikToks.
Oh my God,
so,
we have to.
I know, we should. So, and then I think being patient. You have to be patient. You have to know what you're putting out there to your audience, like what you want to get across to them. Because if you're doing a bunch of different things at once, it's going to be hard to like stick to what you know.
The main answer to this, how do you start a blog, is to just do it.
Get over the fear.
I paid a year subscription for my WordPress, my Squarespace.
From the sale.
And I was like,
you have to put up money and it's an investment.
right. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna make this worth it, like I'm gonna blog once a week and make realistic goals. Like if you're trying to get into it, then, and you know, you're totally new to it and you don't really know what you're doing, make your goal to post once every 3 days on Instagram and post 1 blog a week.
Yeah, I think I only posted once a week when I first started. And like, obviously that wasn't enough, but I didn't know until it got bigger and I started like needing to post more.
No, but that's fine, but that's you starting. So it literally is just you sitting down and physically starting. Like the perfection that you think in your head, like you want to achieve, you're never gonna get there if you don't even start right now. And it's not gonna look pretty. You're not gonna, you're gonna look back and be like, what the hell? Yeah, was I
still
doing?
do that from like 2 months ago.
Okay, but you wouldn't be able you wouldn't be where you are if you didn't do those things, you know?
I think like getting over the fear too is like, I used to be in high school and people would make fun of like me for wearing Doc Martens or wearing things that were like, just, I don't know. So, and I just kept doing it and I was like, this is what I like. And then eventually when we went to college and it wasn't so like clicky, I just started it and I was like, I know people are gonna give me hate for this, but at the end of the day, like it's all worth it now. Yeah,
I always think of it in like a visual thing. Like imagine yourself sitting on a square, right? Like on a block with everything that you love. Like it is your choice to let someone else go ahead and stand on that block and judge you. Like that is your space, that is your block. So
way to put it.
Yeah, so if you are getting caught up in what people are saying, you're literally allowing them to step on your block. So don't do that. Like that's your block and that's your happiness. Don't let people step all over it. Boom. Are your freckles real? They look like a filter but are so cute. No.
They are.
Oh, I have little freckles. Yeah, they come out in the sun.
One.
But yeah, the ones that I'm using, I just think that Instagram filter is just so cute. I also got a comment, why do you always use the freckles? Because it's cute. Are you dating anybody? TBD.
What?
What?
To be determined? Let's get the dirt.
No, not
Later.
dating. Going on
Dates. That's dating. That's
yeah,
dating.
but not
Do
anyone
not have a
specifically.
boyfriend. Yeah.
Do not have a boyfriend. Single. Very single.
Tips for keeping eyebrows full. Do we have full eyebrows?
Okay,
we have
you
really
know
dark
what?
hair. That's why.
I was filling them in with a pencil.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And honestly, I look back at photos and they were just too dark for me.
Oh,
So
I
honestly,
learned a
now,
tip.
oh what?
The girl that did my makeup one time for a shoot started here and she only filled in the ends.
Oh no way.
And maybe that's because my eyebrows are dark already, but it helped because it didn't seem so full.
Yeah.
But I also have never had my eyebrows waxed.
Me
I
either.
think that also helps because I know my friends used to wax the shit out of their
Their
eyebrows,
eyebrows?
and now they're like gone.
Okay, I've never touched my eyebrows. These are the natural shape, and right now they're not filled in at all. They're just brushed up, which I learned I love to brush my eyebrows up about a year
I don't know,
ago.
mine are kind of weird.
Okay.
You keep them full?
Oh, how do you
wax
keep them full?
Yeah.
Boy brow.
Or you can like fill them in with like the powder or the liquid.
Come
There's like
closer.
Okay.
Look like Siamese twins.
Okay.
How many looks do you guys shoot in a day? Well, the other day we were trying to shoot. It was windy as hell. We were freezing and we couldn't even get one outfit done. But then there are other days when you're on a roll because it's nice
And
and,
you're feeling
there's no
it.
wind and you're feeling yourself and you get like 4 or 5 outfits done.
Yeah. When I first started, I was living at home and I would drive up to New York and bring like 5 or 6 outfits and shoot them all.
That's what I do.
But like sometimes it doesn't turn out, especially if it's not working, then the rest aren't gonna work.
You get
but-
exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah. Now I would say like 1 to 3, depending on the day and the time and
Yeah.
the light.
Yeah. All right, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I think we answered a ton of questions. I know that there's still a ton left, so maybe in like about a month or so we can go through and answer just a couple more. I know it's a long video, but I hope that it helped get to know us a little bit
we
more.
love answering them. Like I always love going through
Yeah.
and seeing what you guys have and what you want to know. So
Me too. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know what else you want to see or any other questions for the next video. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Bye guys.
We'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Cut. I'm gonna be mad if my hair is like berserk the entire time.
Mine's like crazy too.
So is this a good proceeding?
You can't see it, can you? I'm blind, I can't see it.